Welcome to Manchester United News Update. Subscribe for more Manchester United news, match previews, and transfer updates. Man United transfer news. Patrick Dorgu given last-minute warning ahead of imminent move. The January transfer window is open until February 3rd, giving Manchester United more time to finalize a couple of deals if they need to. While there could also be some outgoing moves, with Marcus Rashford's future up in the air. Manchester United look like they're about to seal their first signing of the window after reports the club are closing in on a deal to sign Patrick Dorgu. The Red Devils have left it late in the window, but the arrival of Dorgu would represent solid business after Ruben Amorim called for more depth to his struggling squad. The January transfer window is open until February 3rd, giving United more time to finalize a couple of deals if they need to, while there could also be some outgoing moves too, including Marcus Rashford. Mirror Football has taken a look through the latest transfer news and gossip around Old Trafford. Dorgu told to snub United. Amorim is reportedly on the cusp of his first signing as Manchester United boss, with Lecce star Dorgu heading to Old Trafford after the two clubs agreed a fee of around £25 million plus add-ons. United have struggled at left-back, with both Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia struggling with injuries earlier in the season, forcing Amorim to play Diogo Dalot there out of position. While the Denmark international appears on his way to United, his former youth coach has warned him against the move. Jens Olsen, who managed Dorgu when he was Denmark U19 boss and now coaches FC Nordsjælland, believes his former player would be better off joining a team where there is more structure after a chaotic few years for the Red Devils. If I have to be a little cheeky, I hope he chooses something other than Manchester United right now, he told Tipsbladet. I don't know if it's a bad fit, but they're just in a period where I don't know if you can afford to say no to United, but maybe somewhere where there's a little more structure and where things fit in with his pace. Olsen added, sometimes things have to go in the right order, if you can say it like that. United enter race for Tel Amorim would ideally like to secure another signing in addition to Dorgu if possible, with his squad in need of more depth in attack, particularly if Alejandro Garnacho or Marcus Rashford end up leaving this month. Bayern Munich star Mathys Tel has been strongly linked with Chelsea in the January transfer window, but now United have joined the race for his signature, according to Sky in Germany. The report suggests United are weighing up a move for Tel in the event that Garnacho or Rashford depart, with Tel eager to leave Bayern before the transfer deadline. It says there is an open race for Tel, but that United are very well informed in case they decide to swoop. Manchester United's next transfer window relies on priority shift they can make this week. Man United have edged their way to the brink of the last 16 in the Europa League, and the competition should now be the priority for Ruben Amorim. Some Manchester United fans traveling to Bucharest via Frankfurt on Wednesday morning were surprised to find they were sharing the second leg of the journey with Germany's national rugby team. The unheralded part-timers are in action in Bucharest on Friday, taking on Romania at the Rugby Europe Championship. The Six Nations kicks off this weekend and dominates the rugby landscape. The second-tier tournament isn't just shadowed by weekend action in Paris, Edinburgh, and Dublin. It is almost invisible by contrast. The United squad that landed at the city's Henri Coanda International Airport around 8 hours later don't have much in common with the German rugby team, apart from a spot in their sport's B-grade European competition. German rugby is punching at its weight, but United know they should really have been part of the fun in the Champions League last night. The Europa League isn't as out of sight as the Rugby Europe Championship. It's still a big-ish deal. The prize for winning it also includes promotion, and for Ruben Amorim and his squad, that has to be the target for the rest of the season. Sunday's scrappy Premier League win at Fulham all but made sure United won't be dragged into a relegation battle, a sentence nobody expected to be writing at the start of the season. But they are 12th in the league, and even with the bonus of 5th place looking set fair for the Champions League, it is a pipe dream given they are a dozen points adrift of Newcastle in that position. Any kind of European football next season looks out of reach in the league. That's what happens when you get to the end of January without stringing together 2 successive Premier League victories. So if United fans are to need those passports next season, then it all comes down to the Europa League or the FA Cup. It is the European competition that will be easier to win. United should beat Leicester City for a 3rd time this season to reach the FA Cup 5th round, but Liverpool and Manchester City could still lie in wait on the route to Wembley. not to mention Chelsea, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and even Nottingham Forest, Brighton, and Bournemouth. In the Europa League, United share favoritism for the competition with Tottenham. It is probably inspiration for the rest of Europe that the oddsmakers rank the teams 12th and 15th in the Premier League as more likely to lift the trophy than Athletic Bilbao, Lazio, Roma, Real Sociedad, Lyon, and Galatasaray, but it shows the power of England's domestic league. There is also the sense that, at some point, the Amorim project will click into gear, that his 3-4-2-1 system will begin to bed in. Patrick Dorgu will offer vital width on the left. Man United transfer news. Red Devils facing transfer exodus with 3 huge names set to depart. Yet another European giant has entered the race for outcast Marcus Rashford, and at least 2 of his Man United teammates seem to be heading for the exit door with him. New Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim hasn't played his cards close to his chest regarding the Portuguese manager's desire to shake up his squad. The former Sporting head honcho has publicly criticized England forward Marcus Rashford, with sources from the club indicating that there is no way back for the 27-year-old. The pair are allegedly not even on speaking terms, although Amorim has claimed that a path back into the first team does exist, as long as Rashford begins to meet some standards. Rashford has been linked to clubs such as PSG, Borussia Dortmund, and Barcelona, although the latest reports are that Turkish giants Galatasaray may be interested in acquiring his services. However, Rashford is not the only United man who is linked with a move away. In the last few hours, rumors have begun to swirl that Rasmus Højlund and Casemiro could also be leaving Manchester. Brazilian defensive midfielder Casemiro has struggled for form at United, despite making a rip-roaring start following his move from Madrid in 2022. The 32-year-old has been linked with a move to Saudi Arabia, including a potential reunion with former teammate Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr. Italian giants Roma have also been heavily linked with the Brazilian. Some sources are also reporting interest from an unknown Qatari club. Like most of United's squad, Danish frontman Rasmus Højlund has had a torrid season so far, with rumors swirling that Amorim wants him replaced. The former Atlanta striker, who signed for just over £60 million in August 2023, has scored just twice in the Premier League this season from 18 games, although has shown some slightly better form in the Europa League. Despite his struggles, Højlund is heavily linked with a big money return to Italy, although a loan first looks likely. Inter and their rivals AC Milan, as well as Napoli and Juventus, are linked to the 21-year-old. At the moment, a move to Napoli seems the most likely, and would see Højlund reunited with a former teammate in Scott McTominay. I wish. Pep Guardiola sends message to Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola spoke about the Champions League playoff after drawing a European heavyweight. Pep Guardiola expects Manchester City to be in a stronger position when they face Real Madrid or Bayern Munich in the Champions League playoff and questioned whether the two giants are keen to face the Blues. City sneaked into the top 24 with a second-half comeback against Club Brugge in their 8th and final game of the first phase, earning them a playoff spot against one of 2 clubs with 21 Champions League trophies between them. Having struggled to beat anybody in the competition this season apart from Sparta Prague and Slovan Bratislava, the Blues will be underdogs against whoever they go up against. Guardiola knows that, but believes that he can have more of his squad available to him than he has had for most of the last few months. As well as the 3 new signings, 3 injured players could be back to help City cause more problems in the tie than they would be expected to if the game was played this week. We deserve it. I don't know if they are happy to play against us, but it is what it is. No complaints, said Guardiola. We're going to face them. One is the king of the competition, the other is the second or third. We will experience the second leg there. What I wish from the beginning of the season is to have the team back and players fit. I accept Rodri, but not the other ones. We played this competition with 1,000 million problems and faced Sporting at their highest with Amorim, and then after they dropped PSG, Juventus. Inter we played really good and could not win, but Feyenoord especially was a tough moment with 3-0 15 minutes left, and that moment mentally was really tough. In that moment, I said if we arrive to Brugge with a chance to qualify, I sign right now because I felt the team in the moment were not as we were. That's why I wanted these 2 weeks. Ruben, Nathan, Jeremy, Oscar, the new signings, and everyone can compete. Both of them right now tonight are better than us, but I don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks. You might say it's impossible today, but tomorrow the mindset or vibes change, and I'm pretty sure we will create problems for Bayern or Real because the players have something special.